Morning. What I'm going to do today is talk through my favourite rig. Mr Armstrong's put me on the spot and put the pressure on for me to name my favourite rig of all, which has been really difficult because I do use different presentations in different circumstances, but when ultimately pushed it's got to be the multi-rig. The reason I say that is I'm really fond of it. I caught my personal best UK mirror on that rig, a stunning £51 Cambridge linear. I caught my first £40 common on that rig. Both of them captures were as a pop-up presentation, and yet the versatility of the rig, which is within the name, I've also used it as a bottom bait presentation and caught fish to over £40 on a bottom bait presentation as well. It is truly an all-round rig for so many different types of spots and lake bed situations and presentations. Here we've got it in its pop-up guise. Now, as that one is tied, that's with N-trap semi-stiff with a size 8 choddy and a mini ring swivel for attaching my hook bait. Now the mechanics are the same, be it pop-up or bottom bait, it's just the hook pattern that changes. Now the normal sort of length for me for a rig is sort of 8 to 10 inches with a pop-up normally, and I use the semi-stiff where I can because it means that the rig, when balanced properly, falls away from the lead system, so that when the hook bait is taken by a fish it's in contact with the lead. And the other thing is with the semi-stiff and a well balanced bait is, as we all know from all the underwater footage, we're constantly getting done and wiped out in spots. That, if it's ejected and it's balanced properly, should reset itself, so that therefore it's fishing again should one get away with it, or do you, as the way it's commonly put. So it's nice and straightforward. Like I say, semi-stiff so that it kicks away from the lead, and the mechanics of the hook with the outturned eye and the choddy give for a brilliant pop-up presentation. And it becomes really versatile because this is N-trap soft with a wide gape hook, giving me the perfect bottom bait presentation. Simple as that. Gives you the in-turned eye, so you've got the claw effect that we all look for with the bottom bait, meaning that the eye, and with the putty still being there, it makes the eye heavy. So should it be the fish try to eject it, means the eye becomes heavy with the putty being there, meaning the point is open to catching the bottom lip of the fish. And what I'll do now is I'll show you how the different presentations work, as in a pop-up attachment and a bottom bait attachment. As you've already seen, the mini ring swivel runs on a D on the back of the hook. So all I do is take a section of bait floss, thread that through the eye on the mini ring swivel, and then take my trusty bottom bait, which predominantly is a double bottom bait. And the reason I do that is I think it adds another dimension to the setup, which makes it harder for the fish to realise that it is a hook bait. And in all honesty, I think by the time they do realise, it's too late and they're hooked. So what we do is pull them up tight so that they're sitting over the swivel like that, and then nice and simply just trim the tag end, and then with a lighter we blob that tag end down and then just flatten that off whilst it's warm, and there we go. So that bottom bait will move on the shank along that D when that's sampled by a fish, meaning that the gape of the hook is prone, leaving it in the right position to get the best hook hold possible. And that process is simply repeated for a pop-up bait as well, but obviously the difference being the hook pattern making the difference to the mechanics of the rigs.